Hey, hi, hello, good afternoon. I hope your weekend has been a good one. I have been spending mine just fiddling around with channel stuff, seeing what I can do with redeems and points and what have ya. So, one thing I did manage to do is get a bunch of sound redeems up. So, you have a couple that you can use channel points on, a couple others that you can use bits on if you wish. Good evening to you, Molecular Shadow Fox. Good to see you as always. But yeah, tonight, or I guess this afternoon, depending on where you are, I'm going to take a look at Risk of Rain. Risk of Rain that came out 10 years ago. The original was made by Hapu Games. I think this one was also made by Hapu Games, but I know that Gearbox is going to be handling the series from here on out. So yeah, this is kind of like a ground-up overhaul of the game. While the gameplay remains the same as ever, 2D roguelite, where you travel through environments and try to, navigate environments, get to the teleporter, and reach the end of a run. It's got like a pretty crazy, cool sprite makeover. A couple of gameplay additions, some of which are new, some of which are from Risk of Rain 2. So yeah, it's been pretty fun. I know my brother played the heck out of this. I've been diving into it quite a bit too. I see you've been very busy with redeems and stuff. Oh yeah, I was getting down to it yesterday, just seeing what kinds of stuff I just want to put in there. So got a couple of things. Maybe we'll hopefully shake things up and make things a bit more fun. All right, so let's get in here. Need to get saving my points up for stuff now. Yeah. Now I gotta start somewhere. Alright, so a bunch of these characters are from the original Risk of Rain. One thing I did like is that in the original game you only started as the Commando, but the remake also lets you play as Huntress right out the gate. And the other 13 survivors are unlocked in a variety of ways, but thankfully none of them are insanely arcane. Just takes some time to get, maybe a little skill as well. Alright, for the first run, I'll pick Commando here. You can also go to the rule set and change things up if you want. So you have modern. I don't know if I like how they say the way Risk of Rain Returns. Oh, okay, Risk of Rain Returns was designed to be played. So this is kind of like, you have all the new stuff in here, the new mechanics, or you can just opt for Classic, which gives you the classic rules, which, yeah, everything that just appears in a Risk of Rain and how the teleporters and the interactables work. Or you can just customize it. If you want a mix of some and a mix and a lack of others, you can do that. You also have an intensity modifier here, so you can edit your damage dealt and taken. Nice thing about that is that it doesn't change how achievements or anything like that, so you can get it even if you dial it all the way up and back. Alright. And like Risk of Rain 2, each character can also have a small selection of alternate skills to equip, which is pretty cool. So you can have the classic, for example, Commando moveset, or you can switch it up. Maybe swap out Suppressive Fire, for example, for Point Blank, or a Roll for a Tactical Slide, depending on how you want to play. And then you also have difficulty. It's a classic, easy, normal, hard, and artifacts, which kind of change up how things are played. Alright, without further ado, let's get in here. Look at that, they even have an intro now. Like the original Risk of Rain, you just kind of start on the planet, but now they just show you crash landing on it. There's a plot to this, right? You're like a ship that's flying over a planet. I think you're investigating a distress signal when you get shot down. So you gotta escape, and now you're gotta get out of here. Gotta escape, shoot enemies, find teleporter to next level. Oh yeah, this is another change from the original Risk of Rain, if I remember correctly. Some of the enemies weren't able to climb up and down ladders and ropes and stuff, but now they can, so they are a bit more of a threat. Oh wow, I need glasses to see those sprites. Oh, sorry. Yeah, one of the settings you can change is like a zoom level, so by default I think it kind of zooms you in a lot, but I prefer to have it out so that I can like see more of the stage. But I can zoom it back in for the next run. Or actually, can I do that now? I'm willing to zoom it in just so you can get a better look at this. Ah, here we go, zoom scale. So yeah, I can change it to 1 or 2. Boom! This should be a little better. But yeah, got animations too. Fairly smooth. But yeah, one of the characters you start off with is the Commando, and it's a pretty straightforward, no frills character. All the buttons are just deal more damage, and you do have an evasive roll, so you can get out of the way. And along your travels, you also encounter a variety of chests and shrines that might require you to do various things, like this one, that one there will summon a bunch of imps, and you gotta take them all out before time runs out. If you do, you get an item, and there will be other shrines as well that have you doing different things. Oh yeah, so up there is an item chest. Those, unsurprisingly enough, contain items. Like this one is. Yeah, and the items, you know, they give you buffs in some way or another. Like the one I just picked up lets me stock up more of a certain skill I have. Yeah, the other one I picked up also shoots out rockets whenever I interact with something. I think drones are also new to Returns. I don't think they were in the original. They were like a big mainstay of 2, so you know, they provide a little extra firepower and they shoot automatically. However, they can be destroyed, so if they get hit too many times, you'll have to pay some more money to fix them up, and the cost to keep reviving them just goes up each time. So after a certain point, you're probably not going to be able to afford it anymore. In the 3D space, they were a bit more useful because, you know, in 2, like I said, was 3D, so not as many opportunities for drones to get hit, but the 2D space, it's not so easily evadable. Especially since the drones really don't take any effort to try to dodge things themselves. This is going to be another one where I end up downloading the soundtrack. It's possible. Soundtrack for this one is pretty rad. This is one of the things I appreciate that they didn't change at all. The music just stays the same because, you know, it was already a bop in Risk of Rain 10 years ago. Just a testament to how well it stood up. Still fits the art style and everything. Guess one thing I should also mention is that you can see on the top right there's a difficulty meter, which is that's your incentive to just like keep moving and not just hang around one stage, because at certain intervals of time the difficulty will go up, and so that means everything gets harder. So it's usually in your best interest to try to, you know, get to a teleporter, finish things up as fast as possible. Oh yeah, and there's just like hidden rooms around everywhere too. Normally you'll find things like logs or artifacts in there. Other times it'll be like a shortcut. Yeah, unlike Risk of Rain 2, where artifacts are like mostly obtainable in one spot. In this one, the artifacts tend to be like map specific. So you just have to be lucky to be on a map where you can get an artifact. Unlike the other one where, you know, if you decide to just go to a wiki and find the code for the artifact you want, you can just input it. Of course, the only downside being that you can only get one artifact per run, but it'll make things a lot more manageable. So yeah, at the end, when you activate the teleporter at the end of a stage, you have to fight a boss. If you defeat the boss, it will drop an item for you. And even then, you still have to you have to survive for like 90 seconds while the teleporter charges up. Now, in the original Risk of Rain, you had to defeat every enemy after that before you could enter the teleporter, but I think in Returns, once the teleporter is ready, you can just go. You can just go. You can just, like, get out of there. the zone gets too hot, you just peace out, which is a nice touch. Yeah, this one's like pretty manageable. Of course, we are on very easy at the moment, so. Also, I also playing on Drizzle. I think in addition to like, you know, maybe messing with the numbers a bit, it also changes the amount of time until the next difficulty change. So I think on Drizzle you get 9 minutes before a difficulty turnover, and then on normal you get 5, and then on hard you only get 3. So usually that means on higher difficulties it's probably in your best interest to just hunt down the teleporter as fast as you can, and don't go out of your way to like look for stuff, because if you you know, you just dilly-dally, then the enemies will outpace you. They'll take you out far faster than you can power yourself up. Honestly, the level curve in this game seems kind of weird, because you'll level up like very quickly in the first stage, and then later stages you'll maybe get like 1 or 2. It's almost odd. Like, one of the achievements in this game is to reach level 20, which you think would be like, oh, easy peasy, but, you know, once you hit like 15 or 16, level acquisition rate rapidly drops, and you essentially have to like go on a second run in order to get the final few levels you need. It's like that whole scaling problem where you need as much experience to get like from level 95 to 100 as you did getting from level 1 to 95. Oh, there's a big-ass teleporter. Can I... Oh, wait, that's not a teleporter. That's an artifact thing, and I already got the artifact. Oh, yeah, there's also fall damage. I haven't tested to see if it's enough to, like, kill you, but I don't want to test that. Yeah, the ramping XP levels, yep. It's weird. After a certain point, it just feels like the amount of effort you need to put in to get that little extra bit of power almost feels like it's not worth it at times. I'm not sure if this was in the original Risk of Rain, but you also have health regen. It's just like a natural regen. I know Risk of Rain 2 had it, but it felt more justified there since, you know, being in 3D, you might not see attacks coming at you, where in this game, usually you can see if something's about to come towards you, with exceptions, of course. There's only one. But even then, they try to help you out there, so it's not completely unfair. Ah, I wasted that one. Thankfully, cooldowns and Commando skills are pretty short. Ooh, whip. It makes me go fast out of combat. Don't think too hard about it. Ah, I'm $5 short of opening that chest. Alright. If I defeat these folks. Looks like an acid-fueled version of Mushroom Kingdom. Haha. I guess it kind of does. Right, it's like a twisted version of the underground levels. Right, it's like Mushroom Kingdom in fiction, you see like the Mario version. Mushroom Kingdom in reality, you see this kind of overgrown looking cavern here. Almost reminds me of Tears to the Kingdom a little bit. I don't think I've found the teleporter yet. Then again, we've gone on a loop on like the outer edge of the map. I should probably look in the middle, if I can. Ooh, wow. Really knocked him back. Okay, maybe I'm in the right direction. I'm going in the right direction. Ooh, more chance for knockback. I like that. Wait, is that a chest? Ha! Ah. I need to find another way up there. Or maybe I just don't have what it takes. Maybe I just need like a double jump or something, which I don't have. Ooh! Here's another feature of the game. This is pretty standard. Equipment! Think of it as like an extra ability you can swap out. We'll have a variety of effects, like this one will just freeze everyone. And they have really long cooldown, but can help you out in a pinch. I have to confess, I actually did not play a lot of the original Risk of Rain. I think it's like mostly because it was very intimidating. Like, it's the kind of game that doesn't really pull its punches. If you find yourself outpaced, it will not hesitate to overwhelm you. It's very easy to find yourself in a location where you just get mobbed by a ton of enemies and your life bar just completely evaporates in the blink of an eye. But I find myself getting into this one quite a bit. I think it's mostly because I'm able to play multiplayer with my friend group. And one of them in particular put like a ton of time into the original game, which I didn't even realize. I was like, eh. But I can see why. This game is very solid, very fun. When things get super hectic, indeed. I never heard of it till I saw your stream info. Ah! Wow. I'm glad to introduce you to it. What does this one do? A Bloomus Thwibs. Okay, so that's like an extra DPS. I can dig that. Alright. I am seriously missing something here, because I don't think I've run into the... I haven't seen the teleporter yet, unless I'm really blind and just pass by it without even realizing. Okay, maybe if I go this way. Roll! Okay. Maybe it's over here. I hope I didn't explore this the hallway yet. Oh, wait, I see a chest. Maybe this is the one. Ooh, here's a fun one. A shrine that requires me to sacrifice HP. Wait, what's this? Oh, Shadow Partner? Eh. Not a fan of that. Oh, good thing it blew up. I was almost tempted to just keep... The Lynx Totem. Oh, man. Alright, I have this. Gotta remember I have that. Yeah, like cases like those where you gotta be careful where you are, because if they get in your face enough, say goodbye to your run. Ooh, okay, boss defeated. And they dropped another red whip for me. Let's see if I can hold the line until the teleporter is ready to take me out of here. Probably shouldn't have activated that. I probably should have waited until there were more enemies on screen. Oh well. I think we're holding out fine. I think we'll make it. I honestly can't tell if the command is like using dual pistols or is like a really rapid firing machine gun or something like that. Or the way the animations are going, I'm assuming he's just like doing some sort of fancy gun moves. It's like a Space Dante or something. Just imagine him yelling, "It's showtime! Jackpot!" and stuff like that, right? Well, I think it's ready. Let's get out of here. fun thing about that. If any money just like comes after you decide to move on, it'll still wait until it collects. Oh wow, hey, look at that. Can get out of here right away, but let's explore this place a little bit first. I got 2 whips. I'm so goddamn fast. It's like that G.I. Joe PSA. Oh man, I'm going so fast. Ah, fuck! Thankfully, Commando doesn't slip on his face. That would be rather unfortunate. Imagine, it's like running for some enemies, falls on his face, and it's like, oh well, GG. There's no tripping mechanic though, thankfully. That'd be a little unfair. I don't think I need to sack a drone. Seems like a forgotten thing having a public service message after a cartoon. I remember, those were all over the place. It was kind of weird, to be honest, right? In the series where most, like maybe 25 minutes of it would be dedicated to silly fun time antics. And then the last 5 were like, oh hey, here's a real world issue that we're going to address. I mean, sometimes it made sense, right? Like, a show like maybe Captain Planet would make sense to have a PSA style thing, but something like, say, Sonic the Hedgehog? Huh? It's a little odd, I will have to admit. I mean, sure, it brought us like a bunch of good memes, but you know, still a little out of place. Yeah, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog had a lot of Sonic Says. Including the famous one that became a very big YTMND meme. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about, just hanging around trying to gamble. I gotta go. The prices are gonna keep rising up, I'm just gonna... And you know, I got the whole ass rest of the stage I could check out. YouTube. Okay. Now my mouth is not moving. This is rather unfortunate. Oh well, if you can still hear me, then we'll just roll with it. This stage reminds me a lot of Chikan the Forever Man on Mega Drive. Oh my god, it's been a long time since I heard of that game. I remember reading about that in a magazine like a really long time ago, but I remember thinking it looked so cool, but never played it myself. Yep, you're loud and clear. Ah, that's good to hear, okay. Yeah, it was super fun. That's also good to hear. Unfortunately, I don't think it'll be one of those games that ever shows up on like a retro console or anything. Seems like an extremely niche thing. If I were to have a go at it, I would probably have to look to other methods for playing it. Red Whip is like super useful. It increases your speed outside of combat, which makes exploration a breeze. So yeah, combo that with something like a Hapu Feather, which gives you like double jumps and stuff, and you can schmoove. You can schmoove pretty nicely. Oh yeah, of course. That seems to be the best way to play a game like that. There's another game I remember playing on the Mega Drive when I was very young. It was like called Granada, and it was like a top-down tank-style game. I remember losing a lot of time to that. Fortunately, I was a kid back then, so I was never quite able to beat it, but I wonder if I were to just, like, try playing it again now, if I would have a decent shot. Okay, I think I've mostly explored this stage to enough of a degree, so I should probably just head back to the teleporter, get it on, move on to the next stage here. I vaguely remember that one. Alright, just gotta figure out how to get back up. Maybe I have to... oh, here we go. Jump pads. I also have to remember I can double jump as well. Okay, if I remember correctly, teleporter was somewhere over here, right? Or is this too far? No, might be too far. Ah, there it is. Alright, getting it on. So one of the shrines I activated back there is called the Shrine of the Mountain, which just makes bosses harder. So you'll have more of them, and sometimes they might like be a harder version as well. Thankfully, the one I'm facing right now is the Colossus, which is kind of a pushover in terms of bosses. As you can see here, if you manage to get to a gap, you're probably good to go. As you see, my drones are in danger here. One of those bosses that's all show and no go. Yeah. Something like that. There we go. 1 down, 2 down. Boom, just like that. Let's see if we can get back here. Surprised, despite some of my drones getting into critical condition, didn't really croak. They managed to hold their ground pretty nicely. Well done. For health over time, so if you can like keep them out of combat for a bit, they'll fix themselves up. I think I was talking with my brother about this, and he did wish that the drones had they're like close to destruction or not. I think that would be nice. Okay, I'm gonna just try to destroy a few more enemies here. Alright, let's get out of here. I don't know why I started zooming. My Commando just suddenly got the zoomies there for a bit. So now we're into Lava Land. After a watery area, why not go to a hot, fiery area? It's kind of like a reverse lava reef from Sonic the Hedgehog 3, right? Where you start off in a big, hot area, and then Lava Reef just suddenly becomes very cold and very blue, in contrast to the first act. It's kind of a nice touch. Touch enemies to weaken them. Might be useful for certain characters, but for the Commando, maybe not most conductive to his playstyle. It's just me, those bulls sound a lot like Pinkies from Doom. Oh, you mean the Barons of Hell? Yeah, you know what? Kind of sound like that too. Yeah, I can see that. Just a little bit more money and I could get that drone over there. Alright, I think I got it. Come to me! It shoots fire! Look at that. Fire, fire, yeah! Oh, there's a log in there. Alright, you know what? I think I'll just leave those folks to their fate. They'll croak eventually. I think they just did, actually. Sure would be nice if I could get some chests and not, like, shrines. a little amused that the shrine design in the magma caverns is like a little different. Oh yeah, they're gonna eat it. They're gonna eat it soon enough. And whoa, I just see me just like walk through the wall there. Hey, teleporter. All right. Well, I know where I need to go when I want to wrap this stage up. Look at all that money. Okay, I think this should be enough for the chest. Ah, shield. It's always nice. It's like a Halo-style shield. And we're back from the adverts. Oh yeah, that's one of the things that comes with affiliates, just like ads now. I do apologize for that. I try to put it in a way so that they'll be minimally intrusive. Seems like 3 minutes per hour is like the sweet spot. Minimizes like the pre-roll stuff too. Although they do have like controls in place where they say if you like just play an ad manually, you might be able to kind of give yourself some extra ad-free time. It's like a whole ass interface that just like appeared when I hit the affiliate, just like an ads manager. Shows me when ads are going to next appear and what I can do to try to, you know, mitigate them to a degree. Better than I've seen on some streams where they shrink the screen and have the advert around the border. Ooh. Fortunately, I can't quite control how that works, so if that happens here, then do apologize for that. I don't think I've explored the middle level yet. Oh, hey. See, this is like a roulette. Ah, I saw a good one in there, but I was not fast enough on the reflex. Ah, well, the one I got is still a good item. It's not fantastic as it could have been. But yeah, there are a huge variety of interactables, like you saw a couple of them throughout the run. The chests, of course, contain items. You have the shrines that have you killing imps as quickly as possible. Other ones that up the difficulty of the boss. And you have ones here that give you a chance at an item, but sometimes it might not. Oh, somehow I missed that log. Okay, I think I've explored everything around this area, so maybe we should go... well, dang. Only thing about those shrines, most of the time, they usually don't turn up anything. Let's just hit up the teleporter. Let's get out of here. Uh-oh, the toxic beast. Ah, unfortunately, I don't think I have any high ground with which to escape them from, so it's gonna be run. Oh wait, found it. I found the gap. Thankfully, these bosses also do not jump, so if you can find yourself a good spot, you can just pick away at them and defeat their butts. Boom. Most of these bosses tend to be DPS races. Uh-oh. Well, This is what I get. Almost got for not paying attention. Hey, an achievement. Alright, I need to get my stuff back. Pumbaa's decaying cousins. Yeah, they kind of look like that. Hakuna Matata. They clearly did not abide by that. And that's what happens. That's what happens when you don't do Hakuna Matata. Let that be a lesson. Oh my god, there's like a ton of people here. Thankfully, all Commando's DPS buttons tend to work pretty well in a straight line, which most of these enemies tend to come at you. Okay, it's ready. Let's get out of here. We out! Wow, all this money just coming out of nowhere. Here we go. This is stage 5. Unlike the other ones, which tend to have a chance of swapping between different environments, this one's always a fixed penultimate stage. You can see the ship in the background. That's the ship that had the crash land, and you're making your way there. It almost kind of feels like an arena of sorts, right? You can imagine just like big grand battles happening here. Or maybe like ruins. Maybe this used to be like a great Acropolis, a place where people gathered to just converse and have some fun. Now the shadow of what it used to be. The one disadvantage of having high speed, it gets trickier to navigate those platforming sections. The site of the Great War. Do feel like that. Okay. They pieced out. Ooh, more gold, more damage. I can dig that. Oh, there it is. That's the teleporter. Hey, 3 identical drones. So yeah, you also got interactables like that, which let you trade in drones, and in that case, you put in 3 identical drones, and you will get yourself an extra strong drone of that type. That's like pretty cool. And there was one earlier where you just put in a drone, and then it'll spit out an item related to it. That one's nice if you have like a bunch of drones that have been repaired like a ton of times, and you might as well just turn it into an item because you can't keep with its rising cost, so might as well be useful in another way. Ooh, chance to stun enemies. And another chest. What are the odds? I like that one. Heal after kills. Be like something out of the Fist of the North Star with the ruined buildings and stuff. It does kind of feel like that. Bit of a punk vibe to it. I think if I remember correctly, the soundtrack for this game, and like especially 2, was described as like prog rock, which is like pretty cool. See, now we're like reached the point where bosses will just show up as like regular enemies. Just crazy, but the nice part about it is that if you manage to defeat them, they will also drop an item, as always. Okay. I think I've actually like explored most of the right, so let's go over to the left here and see what's over there. Can definitely hear some Yes vibes. Okay. Going back! Oh. Of course we have to leap over ledges, because otherwise we'd just be stopped in place. Yeah, it doesn't look like I missed anything. Could Peace out. Okay, I think I got him. Let's get out of here. Where the difficulty scales up again. Well, it's gonna, but... Just get out of here before, we'll dilly-dally for too long and get 2 difficulty increases. There it is. I like the bells, it just sounds super ominous. Ah, Imp Overlord. Man, feel kind of lucky. We haven't... Uh-oh. Up. Man, I got in over my head. That was definitely not your fault. No, that was definitely my fault because I activated 2 Shrines of the Mountain when maybe I shouldn't have. Nice animation when they drop to their knees before kneeling over dead. Oh yeah, they added like so much more detail to everything. It's great. So here's what happens at the end of a run. You do have requirements that you need to fulfill, things like achievements and stuff, and if you complete them, you will unlock things like new items that you can find in future runs, or sometimes alternate abilities for characters, or extra colors and stuff. Yeah. GG. Man, I had some good items in there too. Maybe I should have just like kept on the move and not like stand in one place. Didn't think the ranged attacks would hit me as far as they did. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the menu. Not mouth moving issue. Well, that was easy enough. I just had to restart VC. Another run. We'll try another survivor here. We'll pick the Huntress. This is my personal favorite, both in this game and 2. Because her whole shtick is that she's very much a kind of fire and forget character, especially in 2. You just, like, aim in a general direction, and all her attacks will usually land on an enemy. You had the telepathy thing going on. Yeah, I was speaking directly into your mind. You're like, get out of my head! Boy, how old is I'm the Juggernaut bitch video? I remember having an absolute riot with that the first time I heard it. I still quote it to this. I still quote it occasionally. Something about get out of my head, Charles, just is real funny. I think it's like way normally Juggernaut's supposed to sound like a brute, but here it just sounds like real casual like, and just sounds just more annoyed than anything about all the stuff going on around him. The third part where he's in court is just hilarious. Yeah, her attacks are slightly different, whereas all of Commando's attacks are just like fire in a line and fire in a line harder. Hers does have a bit of variance going on, so she does have a explosive arrow which explodes into little balls. She has a that which Kind of bounces across targets. I should have had that skill ready, but I think I can still get him from here. Boom! Nice. My god, it's 14 or so years old now. Oh my god. Insert rapidly aging meme here. Ooh! Am I getting like so many red items? I wonder if that's related to difficulty. This one's especially useful because it gives you extra charges of your third skill, which is usually your traversal ability. For the most part, it is good. There are some characters of which maybe it's not as useful, but for someone like, say, the Commando or the Huntress, it's a very good item. And now I need more of these enemies to show up so I can get more money, so I can open some of those chests and get some of those drones. Sheesh, 14 years old. Man, all the meme videos I remember watching back in the day and having a good laugh over. Pretty up there in age. Like, occasionally I'll go back and like just check out Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series, and just seeing that was made. The first video came out like over a decade ago still surprises me, even though it shouldn't. Man, I remember when it first came out too, just like on a forum, and some other member just like comes on and goes, "Hey, you should check out this video of someone just like dubbing over a shortened version of the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode. It's a riot!" And I'm guessing like even the creator didn't quite expect it to become like the cultural juggernaut it is now. Like, even to this day, you can just hear people just, just say, "Screw the rules, I have money." That is a line that will, it's like timeless in other ways too. A lot of those machinima vids were great. I wish I'd maybe checked out some of them in their glory days. I never quite got into machinima for some reason or another. I think the closest I got was with the Super Best Friends, when they were like, putting up episodes as part of their machinima network. But they eventually kind of struck out and did their own thing. I actually followed them all the way up to the point they disbanded. They're all still doing stuff, but kind of moved on to other things. Their Sonic for Hire series is a blast. Okay. Maybe I'll give a couple of those episodes a look-see. The one other series I did check up on for a little while was this thing called Christopher Walken-Throughs, where it was essentially a guy who was just like pretending to be Christopher Walken playing video games, and I don't know, I found it amusing every now and then, but there's only so far you can take Christopher Walken plays video games. It was pretty decent for what it is, but did not stick with it for it as long as I did with some other series. Anyways, this is like one of the bosses that tends to be a bit more annoying because they do move in like a, more of a less platformer space, and they're just like free floating. And we gotta deal with like multiple of them. It can be a bit much sometimes. Thankfully, I'm playing as the Huntress, who has the means with which to take on the Vagrant to a decent degree. Also, they have those exploding balls attacks, which, if you're not careful, will do you in super quick. Gotta try to, like, get in between them, in between attacks. Also, can't stay in one place, because if you do, you will definitely get done in. I have to remember that I can blink. I have 3 blinks, I should probably use them. Whew! Somehow I survived that. Reminds me of when I watch Achievement Hunter Rooster Teeth used to binge their vids. Oh yeah, was it Ruby's like a big deal, and I think it still is to an extent. Send in Jellison to help you, or maybe I think maybe something like Mareep might be better. If you think about it, those vagrants might be like water flying type, and you know, hit them with an electric attack. That's like 4 times damage. What's your favorite Pokemon? Zapdos! Yeah, there's a good one. I think my absolute favorite is like Gardevoir, and I mean that sincerely. I actually like Gardevoir, so it's not... I hate that Gardevoir's like become such a meme that if you say your favorite is Gardevoir, everyone looks at you funny. Arcanine and Ursaring! Ah, yes! Those are some cool looking Pokemon. I do like Arcanine. It's like really majestic, and Ursaring just looks absolutely menacing. But yeah. Apart from Gardevoir, I would say I also like Mismagius, because it's got that like giant witch hat, which seems to fit its whole aesthetic. And Melodic, like pretty majestic looking. Along with Primarina. It's like a cute one too. The new one from the Paldea, the Scarlet Violet, the Grass Cat. What's it? Masquerade? I like that one too. Kind of a fun, mysterious look to it. Houndoom! Oh, that's another cool one. Yeah. I think I had a friend who was a fan of Houndoom. That and Alakazam. Remember, Gen 1 Alakazam was nigh unstoppable. It took like a special stat split in Gen 2 to rein it in. Wow, really? Another red item. Yeah, items in this game go by like color tiers, so white tends to be boring, but and also common. Green's a little bit more uncommon, but they have a bit more fancy effects, and then red are very rare and will usually have game-changing effects on them. Of course, I can't not mention the big man himself, Zekrom. Is that from Black White? That was like a pretty cool looking one. I do like the looks of the legendary Pokemon. It was such a beast to use in Black and White. Ah, yeah, okay. Blink. When you're Huntress, you should always blink. Of course, it's a different kind of blink. Oh. Oh, that's an HP shrine. I like the one I have. Okay, we're good. Giratina is an interesting design. Oh yeah. Like its base design is already interesting enough, but then you get like the alternate form and it gets even more interesting. I kind of like Cresselia. That one was a fascinating thing. It was from Gen 4, where they kind of top-loaded that one with a lot of legendary Pokemon. Oh, you know what surprised me? There's actually a distinction between, like, legendary and mythics. I think legendary is like, you know, super special Pokemon that you can get in-game, and then mythics are like ones that you would normally only get during events. Like, so if they have like a special giveaway or something like that, then that would be a mythical Pokemon. Honchkrow with that Mafia-style hat. Oh yeah, I do like Honchkrow's kind of mob boss-style look. Also very appropriate too, because crows tend to be that kind of pack animal, right? Yeah, it was like Mismagius and Honchkrow. They were introduced in Gen 4, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was like the one other thing they did, in addition to adding in a bunch of legendary Pokemon. Also, just did a bunch of like extra evolutions for some older ones. So yeah, there was like Misdreavus and Murkrow got one, and then was it Magmar and Electabuzz also got one, and a couple others. You know, whether or not they worked is up for debate, but it's kind of fun seeing them go to that degree to give some old Pokemon a little extra boost in viability. Well, I found a teleporter, so I know where to go when I need to get out of here. But now I'm gonna explore around a little bit more, try to bolster my arsenal a little bit. Before peace out. Electivire always reminded me of the Dr. Robotnik Lego. Or logo, sorry, logo. I can see that. Just give it like a mechanical makeover and it'll look like something he would pilot, right? Be like a final boss style kind of mecha. Totally forgot I have a huge soft spot for Luxray. Ooh, that's another good one. I'm sure there are like a lot of with as many Pokemon out there as there are. There's probably one out there that's bound to be someone's favorite. Like, I had a friend who liked Snorlax. Like, again, genuinely liked Snorlax, which, you know, it's pretty cool. Can kind of get where they're getting at, right? Because it's just like a big fella who just wants to relax, and I'm guessing most people these days are like, yep, I can totally relate. Alright, that's it for that shrine. So some of those shrines just require like a fixed amount of HP. There will be other ones that require you to pay with like a percentage of your HP, and those ramp up fast. So, you know, they'll first start off with asking for like 50%, and it'll go up to like 65%, or I think it's 75. I don't know, but eventually, if you like activate them enough, they'll ask you for like 98% of your HP, and you just have to think if you really want to try your luck. Or, you know, because you'll be in a very vulnerable state and could find yourself wasted in short order. Pokemon's version of Big the Cat. You know what? Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Alright, maybe it's time I get to a teleporter. I'm making a loop. I've made one lap and probably won't get much more out of it. Although I can do this. So this is like a temporary item shrine. This is actually new for this game, where they'll give you like multiple copies of an item, but they only stick around for a while. So you do have to kind of plan when you want to use them. Like in this case, having a banner. Magma Worm. Now this is the one that really kind of does me in here. This is the one boss, as TV tropes might put it. You can see it just like busts out of the ground, and you have a very short window of opportunity with which you can damage it before it gets back in. That's why something like this banner is very useful. Just allows me to kind of get at it a little bit more quickly. Alright. Okay, one to go. You know what the funniest part is? This is still not the worst boss you can encounter in Risk of Rain Returns. There's actually one that's like even tougher than the magma worm, but we'll see if we have a chance to encounter it. Ooh. Heal on use. Maybe I should do that. Just like a clutch heal, just in case I need it. So I think Huntress is like pretty good on DPS. Oh, it's ready. We're getting... Wait. No, I want the fruit. Oh, is it ready? Okay, yeah. It was just tallying up all my stuff. Oh, we're back at the sunken tombs. I was hoping we'd get like a alternate stage, but maybe the next one will be it. So like even in the same environment, the maps, there are like several different maps you could find yourself on. So even if you like, for example, go to the sunken caverns, you might not end up in like the same version as sunken caverns. So you can't always rely on the layout being the same. It helps keep things fresh, I think. Some of them looked worse when they evolved, like Axew and Fracture. Yeah. That's always a bummer when the evolved Pokemon doesn't look as cool as the original. I think the one that I remember the most is Dragonair, right? The Dratini line starts off as kind of a long dragon worm-like thing, and then you get the Dragonite, which just turns into a huge bipedal dragon. I'm like, wait, what happened to my cool, elegant-looking dragon? I want them back. I mean, don't get me wrong, Dragonite still looks cool, but kind of wish it was like its own evolution line, right? Nice that they mixed the levels up. Yeah, it does help. It does help. Slightly more annoying for if you're going after things like the artifacts, but keeps things fresh. So I won't blame them for that, at least. Well, yeah, back to Pokemon. It always seems to be a thing with their starters, where you got the one Pokemon that starts off like a quadruped type, and it like looks cool and stuff, and then the final Evo just like turns it into a biped. And this makes you wish, I wish they just like kept it as a quadruped because it looks cool that way. It always seems to have one of those in like every generation. Like, I remember when people kind of levied that complaint against, yeah, Tepig! Tepig's like one of them, right? Final Evo just like stands up, which is like, oh man. Or, Litten from, Sun Moon. Kind of hoping it would like be a cool, fearsome tiger, but, don't get me wrong, I like Luchador. I like Luchador Tiger, but so wish we had, like super cool, fearsome looking tiger as well. I guess the best hope you can have at that point is just that they introduce like a side Evo that gives you the form that's desirable. At least Oshawott has a good final form with Samurott. That's true, yeah. It's not all bad. I mean, we do have a classic example in Charizard, right? That one they managed to hit out the park. In fact, I think like all of the Evos in Red Blue kind of nailed it. They nailed it pretty well. I think Gold Silver kind of hit that point too. Will not say there is one that I intensely dislike there. We need Charizard versus Wargreymon. Give us like Mega Charizard Y or something like that. I'm sure there are plenty of Pokemon versus Digimon fanfics out there. Ooh, Infusion. This one's an interesting one. So the way it works is that every time you kill an enemy, you get +1 maximum HP. In the original Risk of Rain, it was uncapped, so you should just like keep getting +1 HP per enemy you killed. And in Risk of Rain 2, they capped it so that you could only get at most 100 maximum HP from a single infusion. And interestingly enough, in Returns, they've kind of removed that cap. Or they did not implement a cap, as it were. I'm guessing maybe they thought you would just like need all that extra HP because you have fewer directions in which you can dodge. Alright. Maybe I should go back to the other side. There are some things there that I want to get. Also, the teleport in the middle. But yeah, for example, that drone that costs like $600. Need more of you to show up so I can repair it. Alright, 100 to go. We are getting dudes, so it's only a matter of time. Okay, I think I got enough. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is repair this drone. Ooh, look at that, shoots laser. And we're gonna get the heck out of here. Oh wait, Colossus. One thing I do like is that they have the icons on the side to let you know where the bosses show up. These two happen to show up on like opposite ends of the map. What the heck? Tricky spot too, because there's no place for me to escape. I just have to DPS this one down. It's like that demon wall boss in Final Fantasy. Gotta take it down before it splats me against it. Although in this case I can actually, just switch around and... Oh wait, it's dead. Okay. Next one. I'm tempted to get a teddy bear and have someone turn it into War Monzemon. I'm sure they exist, and there's probably someone out there who's done it. That would be a very fun thing to have, though. So I need to get back up on the other side so I can take on the other Colossus. Oh. Oops. Nice thing about falling to a pit is that you just reappear. No penalties, you just show up at the nearest solid ground. You don't even lose health or anything, which is a nice touch. Here we go. Good thing is I have a vantage point here, which I can just snipe away at it. Aha, try to reach me now. Go well with my horror teddy bear. Nice to have a little themed plushies collection. Oh, and it heals too. Well, fat lot of good that did it, right? Okay, apparently I missed out on a good amount of this stage. Maybe I should take a real quick look around before I hit that teleporter. Oh wait, I was already up here. Oh, hi there. Ooh, hey, look who's here. So this would be like one of the ways you unlock one of the characters. It's just locked in a box on some of the map variants, and just DPS it down, and once you defeat it, it becomes playable. Also gets you an item, so usually worth fighting even after you unlock the character. Okay, now we get out of here. What was that game you played where you had to keep going back to moments in time to stop that demon boss? It was the longest 5 minutes. Yeah, it's like the RPG like one. Really, the Magma Barracks again? Come on, I'm trying to show off some different environments here, game. Throw me a bone here. Yeah, that was a very fun game. Very unique as well. I did go back to like get a alternate ending because while the first one was good enough, it didn't quite feel, you know, climactic enough. So I did go back to just check out the other ending and end it on a good note. Thankfully, it didn't require very much. Ooh, so yeah, here's another one. It's like a choice of 3 items. You pick one, and then you get that one, and the other 2 get locked out. I already have a golden gun, so I probably want to pick up the scythe instead, so I'll just defeat some enemies for some extra cashola here. Alright. Critical hits heal you. Also gives you like a base crit chance up, or a tiny bit of crit chance up. Had some classics on the channel. Okay, so this is like a map that would have an artifact, but I already got the artifact in a prior run, so we don't have to worry about that one. I guess some people would find it as part of the game fun. Each artifact kind of has a different way with which you require it. Like in Risk of Rain 2, where it's all rather samey, if convenient. Go to a spot and put a code, and then you'll go to a challenge room where you have to you know, clear out a number of waves of enemies with the effect on, and if you manage to get through that, boom, artifact unlocked. Oh, I thought that would have been a secret rope or something. Other fun thing about 2D, they can hide like secret areas. It's the old classic where, yeah, you think a wall is a wall, but it's actually not a wall until you decide to push against it, and it's like, oh, it's like a secret passage. Very prominent in Sonic games. Always have to kind of jump at a wall to see if you can go through it and get to the big ring that's usually on the other side. I think one of your best was Freedom Planet 2. Ah, I greatly enjoyed that. And you know what? I have to confess, I have not played it since I beat the game. Bit of a shame, because there's like 3 other characters you can play as, and they have their own story and some unique stages to go through. Maybe I'll give that a revisit. But yeah, that was greatly enjoyable. Probably one of like the best Sonic likes I've played in a while. Right, Freedom Planet 1 was a pretty good proof of concept and a great game on its own, and then 2, they managed to keep that sort of identity while carving out their own, and I think they succeeded at it pretty well. Probably also helped they got like a good stable of voice actors there too. All of the ones you would expect to hear in an anime dub just kind of came in and lent their roles, voices to some roles. Yeah, you had like a particular favorite moment from the Freedom Planet 2 playthrough? I don't think I found the teleporter here yet. Might be up higher. I might have to make my way back up. Oh. I have to climb all the way back up. Okay. Magma Starfield stage theme was such a jam. Oh, I remember that one. I do remember that one. It was, yes, an absolute bop. Yeah. Freedom Planet series has some good soundtrack. Good music in it. Noticing a recurring theme with the games I play. Okay, that was me just jumping down. Maybe I'll play through Freedom Planet 1 at least once as well. I'll put that on the short list. But I already have like a lot of games I want to play. The rate at which I go through them might take a bit. It's your fault my music collection is so bloated. Mabby. Nah, but seriously, where's that teleporter? What am I missing here? I think I also enjoyed that fight with that one guy, the Earth Dragon. Kind of a frantic duel, just running back and forth, waiting for the openings in his attacks. Once I figure out the pattern and just striking, coming in and striking when he was open. It's that satisfying moment where you figure out what he's doing and what you need to do to evade it, and where you need to go to kind of bring in the world of hurt. And it all comes together and you're like, yes! Ooh. Gotta remember to put that in as a sound alert. Ah, yes, it's all coming together now. I love that line. Snake Guy was always fun with his cobra-shaped boss vehicles. It was also a fun one. Pretty fun character himself, too. It's like a remnant of the villain from the previous game, and desperately trying to stake it out, and you think, oh yeah, maybe things will be alright this time, and then turns out, kind of weren't. Oh wait, this is where it was. Okay, we're gonna activate that straight away. Toxic Beast again. Okay. Alright, well, we got ourselves a good vantage point with which we can just pick them off. So I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. That having that ice out item is like really helping out here. It's allowing me to kind of cut up everything that appears on that little platform so I don't get overwhelmed as quickly. Alright, so just gotta survive another 30 seconds and I can get the heck out of here. Seconds ago. Almost there, folks. Hang on. Alright. We out. There we go. Does make for a nice nice look to it, just like escaping by the skin of your teeth while you have that entire mob just bearing down on you. I remember that Captain Kalal battle was a real nail-biter with how many times you had to do it. Oh yeah, I remember that one. Alright. Hey, look, a shrine in the mountain shrine, but I've learned my lesson from last time. I'm just gonna ignore it. Yeah, I'd say most of the boss battles in Freedom Planet 2 managed to be pretty unique. Like, yeah, I remember the one where you were like a mostly aerial arena and you had to like float up and down while trying to hit the boss. And I think there was that other one where you got to like pilot a giant mech, which was pretty freaking rad. If I remember correctly, that whole stage was kind of pretty cool. It's like you went through it normally and then they let you go through it as the mech where you can just tear down everything in sight, and it was very, very satisfying. Hey, there's our teleporter. So now we know where to go once we want to get the heck out of here. Ooh, kills grant temporary barrier. The usefulness of the item in this game is contested, sadly, because that barrier goes down like super quick, so it's like only useful if you're inside kind of like an active combat situation, and having that extra barrier might help absorb a hit or two. Yeah, you can appreciate a level that has a boss in the background, so you can see what you're in for. When it gives you like that sort of sense of progression, yeah, I agree. It's a nice touch. Makes it feel like an interconnected world. I think that's like one of the reasons why people love Dark Souls so much, because that kind of takes that idea to the extreme. Up to the point where people have like overlaid the maps all on top of each other. And, you know, it structurally and all connects together in a way that just does not feel Euclidean. It all makes sense. Other nice thing about the Huntress is that she always aims at an enemy to shoot. So as long as you're like just pressing the fire button, she will fire her skills at whatever enemy is like threatening you the most. Alright, I just need to get out of here because some of my drones are on the verge of destruction. Ooh, another temporary one. Alright. Well, I know what I'm doing before I hit up that teleporter. This is like one of my favorites, just a chance to fire a missile. It's just straight extra DPS. Anytime you're attacking, you just might have an extra missile coming out to assist you. It's like, my god, it's a missile with an assist! And boy, does it ever. Okay, you know what? I think I've explored like most of the left and right, so I could probably just go activate that temporary item shrine and make my way over to the teleporter. Alright, we out! Oh, get that. Maybe not yet. I need that drone. I'm like that kid in the store, see something real cool. I need it! You didn't need it 5 minutes ago, but I need it now! My nephew was like that. Anytime you take him out shopping, you have to be real careful with what you go by, because you might just like suddenly see something and he'll just like go, ah, I need it! Sometimes you just gotta go, nah, sorry, I can't. Trust me, you're gonna forget about it as soon as we leave the store. Eh, still love that scamp. Alright. I guess since we got like insane speed for now, we can just dance around them. Haha, just try to hit me. That's right, you can't. I'm like Sonic the freaking Hedgehog over here. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go. Gotta follow my rainbow. Can't stick around. I gotta keep moving on. Guessing what lies ahead? There's only one way to find out. They must have been having some dark thoughts with some of those boss designs in Dark Souls. Oh boy. Yeah, right? Like, what is it? That one gaping maw dragon seems to be a popular one to reference. It's just like, oh, alright, yeah. Yes. Internally, I think I need it when I see stuff I want. Yeah, I can get like that too. Where, you know, you'll see like, oh, I'll see, oh, hey, there's a deal, or there's this limited time item that's up for sale right now, and I gotta remind myself, no, I really don't. So here, you have a choice. You can either revisit previous levels, which kind of puts you in a loop, or you can just go to the final level. I think in this case, I just want to go to the final level. Nice thing about that is that you don't have to like do complete loop. Each stage after that will give you a choice to just go to the final level, so you can like do 1 or 2 extras. But here we are. We're on the ship that crash landed, and now we gotta find a way through. This one has a pretty unique gimmick to it, where you have these giant doors that you have to open. It's like the teleporters, but you only need to stick around for 30 seconds for them to open. But yeah, this happens like a few times. Also tend to be in like cramped spaces, so definitely don't want to stick around, because they will waste you if you give them half a chance. I see game merch and it's like, I want that, but I have bills to pay this week. Oh my god. These last few weeks have been really trying on me, especially for that. Especially since I had to like put a down payment for some other stuff. I had to keep reminding myself, no, I don't have extra money to spend this time around. I gotta pull back. I gotta hold off. It's okay. I will live without all that extra merch. Things will be fine. Yeah, I get that feel. I absolutely get it. Especially when you need to use that money towards other things. Things that you actually need to, you know, survive and stuff. But yeah, made Black Friday especially trying. I had to, you know, put myself on the self-imposed rule. Yeah, don't buy anything that's like greater than $10. And thankfully, I mostly stuck to it. The only one I didn't stick to was like Mass Effect Legendary Collection. But even then, that was 12. So I think I did okay in that regard. Gotta padlock that wallet. Yeah. Or, one commercial I remember seeing where, a person was, like, watching one of those home shopping networks, and, you know, they was like, the usual, oh man, there's this item that came up, and they went into their freezer because they froze their credit card in, like, a giant block of ice, and they were just, like, desperately trying to smash it open, and they eventually accidentally hit the remote control, which switched channels, and then they just, like, super calmed down. I remember that. I also remember freeze your credit card being like a strategy to try to, you know, rein in your spending. I think a piece of similar advice that people would say these days is don't save your credit card information on websites. Always, you know, make it so that you have to put it in. That way you can have that sort of second thought, right? You can have that sort of, you know, okay, do I really need to do this? Before you go reach into that wallet for your credit card and put in those details. As useful as one-click shopping can be, maybe it's not all it's cracked up to be, right? Right, yeah, so easy to buy stuff on Steam with it saved. On the other hand, really easy to buy stuff on Steam with it saved. Don't like the meat cube or the mitt. Let's go with the mystery item. Alright, rockets, you know what? Could be worse. Or at least in this section where this will come greatly in handy. Yeah, watch me kill every last one of them just by opening these containers. Never stood a chance. There we go. I think that's every last one of them. Oh, maybe not every last one of them, but you know what? Close enough. I don't like those folks. Once you defeat the board, they suddenly become like super cracked soldiers and they're just like dive attacking you from a million miles away. They're nuts. They're crazy. Let's see, I think there's one more level for me to explore here. A lot of items here too, so you can really power yourself up. Alright, it's open. Let's get on in here. And just loot the place. Or not. Really. Well, I guess at least we got containers. I have an extra safeguard to that. When I use my card, I have to put in my card reader for a code to authorize to purchase. It's kind of like my failsafe. Oh! Hey! Sounds like it works then. Yeah. Well, it's a bit like two-factor. Yeah, I can see that as something as like a control, sort of a control for yourself, but it might actually work for like security reasons as well. So that way if someone does like get to your account and try to spend your stuff, they don't have your physical card, so it's like, well, nice try, bucko. Okay, I don't think I can get up there. Because in addition to like having the main corridors, you can actually go outside and explore the outside parts as well on some levels. Probably should have done this earlier. You see the... Oh, here we go. Like right here, you can go down. Kind of just reap the rewards here. That's why I have it. Every time I use a card reader, it's a different code, so I'm protected from thieves. Ah! So yeah, works. That works out. Ooh, good stuff. Thankfully, the doors that let you come in from the outdoors don't require you to hang around. You can just enter them straight away. That's a nice touch. Alright, let's see what's in between this level here. Ah, another roulette. Yeah, you know what? Sure. I'll take a speed boost. Oh my god, I'm going so fast! Ah, I already made that joke. Alright, we already went through here. Trying to think. Because there was a big chest that we kept on passing by that was like in that little alcove, and trying to think if I remember how to reach it. I have to remember where it was to begin with. Was it up here? Maybe not. This is a point where if I were playing by myself, I would... Oh, wait, here we go. Yeah, look at that. Big chest! Always contains a red item, which tends to be the highest rarity. Plus, internet banking saves so much trouble heading to the ATM and all that. Oh yeah. I'd admit, I've switched to online banking, and it's real convenient to not have to go into a branch to, you know, do stuff. I also do that for, like, rental payments as well. Like, I remember the one place I stayed at, I had to, like, go to an office that was, like, several blocks away in order to give them my rent check. Thankfully, they did have, like, a deposit box where you could just drop it in after hours, but it is a lot more convenient to just go to a site and then pay up there. See, this is what I'm reduced to, just pushing up on these, hoping one of them is like a hidden passage or something, but I think for the sake of this stream, maybe it would be best if I just moved on. Because we do have the difficulty increasing thing to deal with as well. Ooh, I could have used this earlier. Elite mobs just have a higher chance to drop items. That's always handy. Alright, so this is like the second part of this level. You find key cards throughout, and if you gather a certain number, you can like go to these other rooms here and unlock them. And get you stuff that might come in handy for the final battle. Fortunately, I was only able to find one key card, so I only get one extra room, but hopefully it will be enough. Wow, they all dropped the same equipment. Fantastic. Hoping they drop like some extra items or something for me, but alas. Alright, we out. Man, I wish I found more keycards. Alright, we'll see how having just one does for the final boss here. Normally, you're supposed to be able to find two in chests. I don't know why I could only find one there. I usually use direct debit so that's all taken care of and I don't have to worry about forgetting to pay something. Yeah, scheduled payments would probably also be useful, but yeah. I think I have like scheduled payments on for certain things, but for the rent, for some reason I just like to keep that manual. I don't know. It's mostly a me thing, to be honest. Alright, so after these two 30-second doors, we arrive here. The control room, the main room. The room at which we fight the final boss. Look at that, everything's turned red and everything. You got the siren going off. It's time to take out Providence. Thankfully, not as much of a pain as Mithrix in Risk of Rain 2. That guy was pretty taxing. Oh, the middle phase might get a little annoying because you do have to face these, not magma worms. Thankfully, as the Huntress, they are very manageable. From the 10th of this month, the electricity company is charging me £250 a month. I was like, what the hell? That does seem bizarre. Ooh. Really gotta remember to stay away from the boss's attacks. Alright, where are you at? Come back here and face me! Oh, you're just launching stuff. Okay, alright. You know what? I can run. Woo! Power prices have gone through the roof. Oh boy. And it's like, psych, you thought it was over? Nah, one more phase. And it's a bit of a doozy. Uh-oh. Yeah, giant laser beams is kind of where it really gets tricky. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, gotta go. Also, that giant laser beam. Its own brand of tricky. Hey, Blazer, if you could just, like, go away, that would be great. Thanks. Thank frick I have this double jump. Don't know what I'd do without it. Oh, no. No, no, nope. This ain't good. Oh, wait. Ah! Whew. Always with the pinch mode, right? One-winged angel. But we somehow managed to get through that, and now all that's left to do is leave the planet. And whoosh! You see it blasting off. And so she left, her soul still remaining on the planet. Each character kind of has their own pithy one-liner as a peace out. It was like the same deal on Risk of Rain 2, so I'm glad that they kept that in there. Hey, look at that! One successful run under the belt for tonight. Good stuff. But yeah, Risk of Rain returns. Oh boy, I'm so glad they went and remade this, and in a way that's like such a glow up. Like you can see here, right? The old sprites on the left, the new sprites on the right. Look at how much more detail they have. GG, thank you. But yeah, the left like looks. They have a good look on their own. They look nice, right? Kind of feels appropriately Atari-esque, but I think they managed to remake them with some justice, right? They still look close enough to the original, but kind of managed to give them a bit more personality, get more life to them. It's like pretty neat. I also like this kind of credits roll where all the enemies come by and you see what they're all named. Right, you see like a Risk of Rain. I think some other games do this too. And of course you got the big bosses. You can even see some ones that we haven't seen in a run. So yeah, we saw Colossus, we saw Wandering Vagrant, we saw Magma Worm. Ah, we did not see Ancient Wisp. That one's a bit annoying to deal with. We did see the Lynx Totem. That one's a bit of a pushover. Imp Overlord, challenging in numbers. Ifrit, bit of a chore. Toxic Beast, not too bad if you manage to get a gap. Cremator, that's the one. That's the one I think is like the worst boss to deal with because they have this artillery attack that can just like hit you from anywhere on the map. So you're really not safe anywhere. Scavenger isn't too bad. Gilded Worms and Providence, well, you saw those. Final boss stuff. Doom does it when you get to shoot him. Ah, yeah, I remember that. That one was pretty fun. Game by Hapu Games. Their last one in the Risk of Rain series, because, like I said, did on the top of the stream, but yeah, Gearbox is handling it from here on out. I remember when they did that big video on it, right? It's like, oh, hey, Risk of Rain returns, because they did announce that before. I'm glad that came out, but surprisingly enough, they also announced another expansion for Risk of Rain 2. I was surprised by that. I thought maybe they would have wrapped up development on that since Returns is out, but thankfully they're still putting work in on it, so that's cool. And hopefully Gearbox will have what it takes to do that game justice like Hapu did. And they also announced like a Risk of Rain mobile game, which was kind of weird, but you know what? I'm kind of glad this series is getting a little love. Yeah. I like this music too. Just add in the orchestra and the acoustic beeps and boops before. Now we got something a bit more analog. Kind of like the somber feel of it too. It's like, yeah, you managed to escape, but it came at a great cost, right? The ship is still busted. A lot of the crew probably still gone. You know, you're gonna have to be filing in lots of after-action reports about what the heck happened. Yeah, the ethereal sound after a long battle just really winds you down, right? It's kind of like Hotline Miami, where you get like the big bumping disco tunes while you're going through the stage, but once it's all over, suddenly it just ends. You get that slow droning sound as you're just making your way out, and like, ooh, quite the cooldown there. Hey, here's the original game credits. I'm glad they put this in too, right? It's like, these are the folks who originally worked on it. Yeah, give them some more credit, because, you know, without them, we wouldn't have had Risk of Rain 2 or Risk of Rain Returns. It's all over for now. Still can't believe where we are. I do look forward to see what they got next in the oven. I hope they can work it out. Aw, thank you. Thank you for making this game. And for making this remake. And for Risk of Rain 2. Yeah, successful run! Let's go! Managed to end with, oh, I'm covering up, but yeah, you can see here. They do give you a score rundown, you know, mostly for flexing stuff. It's not like this really comes in handy for anything. It's just there to kind of give you maybe a measure of how well this one went. Yeah, as far as I can tell, there's nothing that's unlocked by like hitting score targets. It's mostly like time targets and health targets. Alright, why don't we do one more run here? I'll try someone I have not played as extensively yet. You know what, let's do Enforcer. We're playing them a lot in the original Risk of Rain. You know, as much as I played that. We'll go with that, and do I want Disperse or Crowd Control? Yeah, I'll do Disperse, and everything else I'll keep this way. And you know what? Let's put on some artifacts. Or maybe, do I want to do that? Hey, you know what? Enigma sounds like it might be fun. Spawn with a random equipment that changes every time it's activated. So yeah, the artifacts, you can think of them like mutators or like game modifiers They usually like change up some aspect of the game. Some of them more straightforward than others. Some of them are just like fun things that might add a little spice, like Enigma. Or my personal favorite, item artifact at command. Items are no longer random, so you get the menu that pops up that just lets you pick an artifact, so you can just like hyper optimize a build right out the gate, but that's just gonna bog this down a bit too much. Or you could do yeah, monsters now drop items on death, although I've noticed that the drop rate is like really low. Or this one is just like you deal a ton of extra damage, but you don't have that much health, so don't get hit, basically. Monsters can appear outside their usual environments. You know what, for funsies, let's put that up as well. And I did that just to get the new tag out of the way. Alright, let's see how well this goes. Ah, finally, a different environment. Also, my personal favorite track in this game here. The Desolate Forest. Okay. But yeah, Enforcer is basically big tank, got shield, can put it down to block all attacks from one side, and carries a shotgun. So yeah, they're big. They hit hard. Oh man, that meteor didn't hit where I wanted it to hit. Oh wait, no, it's just okay. Calling. Oh, that also hits me. Noted. One of my favorite songs was Let Me Save You from Nex Machina. Ah, I did enjoy that one. Very sort of old school synthy feel to it. Kind of fit the kind of game it was. Oh man, I think that's a stream I need to upload the playthrough for. So that is definitely just going to be the one-off it is. Also, one of these days, if Returnal like goes on enough of a discount, I want to get that because I want to play through it. I've seen a bunch of videos on it, and boy, it looks like very interesting. Not just from a gameplay perspective, but also from maybe a bit of a story perspective. I also like how instead of dropping equipment, since that's all random now, it just drops a little item that reduces the cooldown of the equipment, so I have to assume if you get like enough of those, you can cycle through them pretty quickly. I guess means it's actually worth opening equipment barrels now, if they still have them. They might not have them. Might be one of the things they changed for this. But yeah, this particular track, I forget what it's called, but kind of captures that feel of you just crash landing on this mysterious planet. And you're like, oh man, I gotta find my way through it. Yeah, we're really feeling the effects of dissonance now, huh? It's like, normally you wouldn't see that bird in this area, but here it is. Alright, maybe you'd like some missiles instead. Wait, do these always drop, little equipment cooldown thingies? Maybe it doesn't. Proper stranger in a strange land. I know, right? Oh good, shotgun can one-shot him. That's good. That's right. Try to dive down on me, would you? Oh yeah, these wisps also appear in a different stage. Or parents, they're not wisps, they're parents. Okay, so looks like they just like pick a couple of enemies from the entire pool and just have them spawn in for the stage. So the set is still like consistent once you enter the stage. Oh Oh no, not those bouncy fools. Okay. I think what I want to do is just like build up some money to get another go at these imps here, and then we'll get out of here. Because unlike the other two characters I played as, the Enforcer doesn't have any mobility skills. He's very much a hunker down and try to DPS them before they overwhelm you kind of character. This is like one of the ones I'm disappointed didn't make it into Risk of Rain 2. I think people have said that there's like actually data in the game for an Enforcer, they just haven't implemented them. Uh-oh. This is where it gets tricky, right? You let them run too far, and it's like, oh, well, I guess it's all over. I'm not going to be able to reach the others in time, unfortunately. So that's that. That's 34 bucks down the drain. But that's how it be sometimes. Fortunately, I did not have the character that was able to handle fast-moving folk. Alright, let's do it. We out! Well, we out in 90 seconds. Why is that totem all the way over there? Alright, I can do this. Real convenient that real thankful that the Lynx totem put up that wall there, so I have my back against it. Oop. I meant to do shield bash, not a... Oh, it's okay. They're dead anyway. Wow! Fireman's boots. This actually works out. Yeah, you want to approach me? Well, you're gonna have to walk through some fire first. Good luck trying to get to me when you're getting burned alive! Ha 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 ha! Yeah, also, Enforcer's move speed is greatly reduced when he's firing a shotgun, so don't want to shoot it unless you're absolutely certain you can take on the mob. I didn't want to hunker down that way. There we go. We'll just hang here for a few more seconds. Alright, let's get out of here. We out! Back in the damp caverns. It's a really good thing these caverns are damp enough that the fire's not spreading. Same deal in the forest, actually. I wonder if this means this is more of like an illusory fire than it is an actual fire. Yeah, we'll go with that. It's all in your head. Your mind makes it real. It's also why the Enforcer isn't affected by it. Just need Smokey the Bear. Only you can prevent forest fires. I think they actually changed that catchphrase a while back. Now he says, only you can prevent wildfires. Which I guess makes sense, because that's like a bit more broadly applicable. Right? It's not just about forest fires, it's also about fields on fire, you know, buildings on fire, things like that. Fire in general is like pretty dangerous if you let it get out of control. I actually like knew a classmate like back in school. They had their house like burned down. It's rather unfortunate, but I think they managed to bounce back alright, so. But yeah, you just like come in and you get your friends telling you, yeah, this other person's house like burned down, like, oh jeez. Is that one chest that's high up? I'm definitely not gonna be able to reach it as Enforcer, so might as well move on. Pretty sure whatever's in that chest is sour anyway. Ooh, now this one's useful for the Enforcer. Really lets you hunker down there. Actually, any sort of item that heals is probably super useful for Enforcer. Let's get over here real quick so we can take out these golems, and we're moving on. That mushroom can just stay there and think about what's happened to their comrades. There we go, another chest. Oop! Gotta work my way back up to it. Shouldn't take too long. Sadly, I have to head off now and get some rest. I have to be on the road by 5 a.m. Have a good night. Oh, man. Yeah, go get some rest. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. So now we can have ourselves a true Risk of Rain experience. Just to me and my thoughts. Just like what this Enforcer might be thinking about while he's making his way through these caverns. Will I ever find my way home, or will this become my final resting place? So far I think things are going alright, actually. Well, I found a teleporter at least, so it's at the bottom level, so it'll be pretty easy to come back to it as well. Oh boy, a mountain shrine. Do I dare? Well, it's stage 2, so maybe I do dare. I'm sure that will go over well, right? I think coffee is like an item new to Risk of Rain Returns. I might be wrong about that, though. Yeah, it's like a little extra speed and attack speed, if I remember correctly. I was not paying attention to the description. Ooh, Wolf's Head. Critical strikes increase attack speed. Buff strikes... buff stacks 5 times. That comes in handy because I also have the glasses that also increases my crit rate. See, that's like the part where having an artifact of command just kind of busts the game in half, because you can just like get a lot of those glasses and just get up very close to like 100% crit rate. And then you can just have those buffs popping off all the time. Honestly, my favorite gimmick build to go for, the 100% crit build. It's like, why have a chance at extra damage when you can always have extra damage? Especially useful when you get at other things that kind of work off of crits as well, and then you're just popping off super hard. Because imagine skills like that normally balanced around the fact that crits are a chance thing, but if you make that probability 100%, it means you're always getting those buffs, and now it's like, I am become Destroyer of Worlds and all that good stuff, right? Forget, which way did I go? Was it up or down? I think I went... Now I have a chest here, so I probably went down. Maybe I should go up instead. Yeah, we'll do one more lap of this, and once we reach that teleporter again, I'm going to activate it. thought I told you to lift up that shield, man. Oh. I really gotta change the timing of the shield bash and shotgun combo. I'm used to having like the Enforcer's other skill where he just shoots a grenade at a crowd of people. The shotgun one tends to be more useful and like as an individual when they're all right up in your face. So what I want to do is like shotgun then shield bash, not shield bash then shotgun, because then the shotgun hits nobody. And that's not very useful, now is it? Hopefully I'm not facing off against any magma worms. I feel like magma worms are like the bane of the Enforcer's existence. Can't hunker down against those. Oh wait, I think I need to go down further. So you just find a pit here. Going down, down. Something, something, something. Does anyone have like a particular favorite Fallout Boy song? I personally like the one that's where they're like, I'm on fire, give it up, up, up. Sounds like a good kind of crowd hyping kind of song, right? Kind of song that gets you ready for the game, ready to see your team take on the other team and take them down, get more points or fewer points depending on what kind of game they're playing. Alright, I think I'm on the right path for the teleporter once I get that activated. Yes, here we go. Alright. Oh, Vagrants. Okay, this is like the other bane of the Enforcer's existence. Especially because they have the one attack that can just... Enforcer's defenses. Just have the hope we can keep them in the front long enough. Alright, looks like I'm blocking their stuff, so... I think as long as I'm backing up, I think I should be okay, right? Oh, wait. I have to remember, I got fruit. I can use the fruit. I can use the fruit. I forgot that there's other enemies as well. Alright, I need to get out of here. Oh, jeez. No. Oh, this is gonna be super tricky. I can't deal with them when they're coming at me from below. I need more straightaways. Also, the fact that they just fly at you. Uh-oh. Shadow partner, help me out! My god. Off. Holy crap. Well, I can go back and pick up the loot I dropped there. Wouldn't it be funny if, after defeating the boss, I just got done in by the enemies instead? Probably not a good idea to drop down and lose even more health. Where's the gunner drone? They're gonna... Oh wait, there you are. No one left behind! And I seriously need your firepower for the next stage anyway, so... Really worth me keeping you around. Alright. Not even bothering, just getting the heck out of here. Go! The one time where the new teleporter rules work in my favor. See, now we have a new environment, right? Before it was magma caverns, but now we're going the exact opposite. We're in Iceland, the frozen something. I forget what they called it. Where are all those missiles going, I wonder? Oh wait, maybe it's because I have dynamite on? Yeah, that must be it. I was like dropping dynamite everywhere and that equipment activates it. Man, these mofos roll too. How dare they? Oh, this mortar shot will super come in handy. I was hoping to get like an equipment cooldown thingy, but guess not. Uh-oh. Another parent. Hey, get back here. Well, they got back here. Ah, and there's the teleporter. So we can make like one lap around this area and then I'll get the heck out of here. I don't know why I'm jumping. I really shouldn't be jumping, not with Fireman's boots on. Alright. It is down. And I could really use some of those equipment cooldown thingies. Why are they all being so stingy all of a sudden? Oh. Alright. Keep going down. Definitely not going back up. Not for that one. Does not feel like it would be worth it. Oh, dang. I thought I would be able to jump onto that platform for that chest, but... Ah, heal after kills. Alright. That'll come in handy. Man, my DPS is kind of low. I wonder if that's just an enforcer thing or... good. Uh-oh. This might be the ender, the run ender. Thankfully it wasn't. Woo! Okay. These things are already getting hairy. That's what I get. Get styled upon! Yeah, I sure did. Woo! Well, hey, we got to see one more environment, right? Oh, wait, did I pick try again? I meant to return the title because... one of the additions they did to Risk of Rain Returns, which I think is pretty cool, is the Providence Trials. You remember, like, challenge mode from Smash Brothers? It works kind of like that, where they'll have, like, these sorts of little mini challenges that, you know, if you have a task that's put to you and you have a certain character with the loadout, and a certain target to reach, and if you manage to reach the target, you can get yourself some unlockables. They can include alternate skills for your characters. They can include extra colors. They also include items. Surprisingly enough, some of them have items that you can unlock. But for example, you have let's see. I think this is forget which one is the first one here. I believe it's this one. Defeat a horde of enemies guarding the final Colossus. So yeah, you'll get a challenge like this. You get in here and it's like a preset arena. not necessarily preset items, but you know, you have a task that you need to do. You can see in the top right, your difficulty meter has been replaced by a different HUD that shows you your time limit and the amount of time you have with which to finish your thing. Yeah, for example, this one is just defeat. So it's something like a wave-based battle. But yeah, you'll face off against harder things like this. So close, we're so close. There we go, you defeat that. Get this boss here. Now you just have to defeat this one. Boom, just like that. Success! Oh, wow. And yeah, you do have like a regular task that you have to beat, but they also have... I think it's like almost every challenge has a crown target. This is like a much harder target to reach it, but if you get it, you get the crown. As far as I can tell, there's like only one thing tied to crowns, so don't have to go out of your way to get every single one, unless you like the bragging rights. I'm sure there's like some cracked folks out there who have gotten like all the crowns though. But yeah, a variety of situations. So like this one here, you actually play as a little drone. This is not something you get to see in multiplayer, but this is something that like shows up in multiplayer. If you died there, then you turn into a little drone. And here they have you flying that drone. You gotta fly around this area and try to shoot 50 targets. And unlike the other challenge, there's no time limit. It's just, you know, the amount of health you have. But yeah, this is one where it eventually gets like super frantic because the jellyfish will just like always ram into you, and so you don't want to stand still for even a moment because that's like enough time for them to catch up to you and just smack into you. You know, it's like fairly manageable at first, but eventually the enemy amounts ramp up, and if you're not like paring them down as you're going, then eventually you'll be in a constant state of motion. Also amusing enough, this stage also has like a tiny little corridor you can try to go through and get a health restore item. But you know, you mess that up, you're gonna stop for a minute, and as before, like I said before, that split second could be all the enemies need to just whittle your HP to nothing in the blink of an eye. I do like the implementation of like a death drone though, so you get like one last chance to help your enemies out, or help your friends out. You can try to draw some folks away from them, or just like pare down the numbers. Oh, getting a little too heady here. But yeah, this one ramps up. You can see, you know, we already got like the big jellyfish, and you can imagine they'll spawn in larger numbers and more frequently after a while, so eventually you reach a point where you're just like doing laps around this area, trying to shoot whatever you can while desperately not trying to run into walls, because, you know, that's how it all ends. Just like that, it almost ended there. You know what's a thing I still need to do? I still need to, like, go back to my RoboQuest vid and edit that. Because that, unfortunately, due to my meddling, got divided into 3 chunks. And the first half of it is, like, very choppy and probably not good video material. So my plan is to just, like, put up the back half, maybe just put up a short intro explaining what the heck happened. But yeah, it's not all combat stuff, or like, for example, the Huntress here with her alternate ability Warp Dart is more of a platforming challenge. This alternate ability is like kind of neat, even though it's not my thing. So you just pull it up, you watch that thing go. It's basically a translocator. I want to remember Unreal Tournament's translocator. Kind of just lets you teleport all sorts of places. Oh wait, I want that afterburner actually. I have to wait for the cooldown. Not high enough. Too high? Oh, come on. There we go. 2 extra charges of utility skill. Anyways, that's what that challenge is about, right? It's more of a platforming kind of thing, which is pretty cool. I'll see if I can, like, do one on stream here. Probably won't get very far, but I'll try my best. Collect at least 100 gold and reach the bottom of the cave. Your scrap cubes slide when struck, and even while atop them, try aiming for corners. Okay. So they give you a bit of a summary too, and it's not just, oh, here's your restrictions, but they also give you a couple of tips. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, I have not played as a scavenger at all. Oops. Okay, can't jump. They specifically said I couldn't jump. They're trying to tell me what to do here. So... I assume I would have been able to build a cube if I was able to pick up the scrap. It's all the way over there, though. Can I use another ability to, like, collect it? Or okay, maybe that just automatically collects it for me. Alright, so right trigger to drop the cube, like that. Cross, alright. And then we do it again. Oops. I messed that up. Alright, try again. How the heck am I supposed to get enough? Almost seems like variable whether I'll be able to get enough of scrap. Ugh. My controller is like a little finicky. I remember telling my friend group about that, and they said, "Well, we're getting you for Christmas." Oh, right trigger, drop block. Okay. Oh, I guess we can launch it up here. That way it hits the wall, and then we strike it to, yeah, move. All right. So it's a bit like a Spelunker puzzle, kinda. You defeat enemies to get material. Okay, so it looks like I'm either going to be able to drop down to the left or to the right. Looks like to the left will get me more materials. To the right, I don't know what's to the right, actually. Well, can always give it another go if things don't work out right. just keep dropping down here? Okay, so chuck a cube. Oh, a bit too far. Drop a cube there. Maybe one here. Ugh, I wasted all that. I like how even the big enemies fall to a great swing of the sack. Ooh. I know what to do here. So we drop one down like that. Strike it to get into the gap. Alright. Imagine the crown target for this must be like 100,000 or something. Oh. Wait. Hey, I need you to get the rest of the material here. Uh-oh. Okay. So throw down 2 cubes so I can walk across. Don't want to throw down anymore because I'll like soft lock myself, so just to get that. Okay, so 250 is the crown target. Will those rocks like eventually blow up? Oh yeah, they do. They do. Hey, scavenger, please smack the fuck. Well, I tried. Ugh. Okay. All right. You know what? This'll be the one. This is gonna be the one I complete live. Okay, so left bumper lets you gather materials, which you can use to chuck. You can use to kind of chuck the blocks and stuff. Okay, that's not where I wanted it, but it will have to do. I think what I should have done there is just like drop a block on that level and then smack it and then try to use that to walk onto the platform. Okay, so this is like a bit more of a puzzle. It's like pretty interesting. Try to find the optimal route to get as much money as possible. 250, being the target. Okay, so if I chucked it here, give me a spot to drop on. This is where joystick drift is really becoming bane of my existence. Maybe my friends are right. Maybe I do need a new controller. It's like on the left direction as well. The right direction is like perfectly fine, but if I tilt it even a little bit to the left, it starts getting super finicky. You know, you were doing real well with inching there, and you decide right at the edge, nah, I'm not gonna inch anymore, fuck you. I'd be pretty amused if I did get a controller for Christmas. Probably be, like, pretty needed, though. I'd appreciate it, at least. Whoops, I think I did that wrong. I need to use the big bag attack to automatically collect the mats, it would appear. I swear to Christ. See, now I'm not standing on it. Got like the tiny little window you can inch forward, and your controller is like, nah, I don't want you to inch forward on that little spot specifically for that reason. Even though you think it would be like completely random when it will start drifting or not. Maybe I should just, like, not bother with that side. It'd be way more trouble than it's worth. How will I deal with that one? I remember I can strike the block, so I don't... Oh. With a gun up there anyway. Oh, never mind then. You'd think the blocks would just, like, you know, affect each other, but they clearly don't. Alright, just gonna ignore that one. Oh, that could have gone better. There we go. Alright, I gotta remember, there's no time limit. I can just take my time here. Oh my god, are you... for real? Alright, I'm gonna go down this way. That middle part. Forget that middle part. If I can get 100, it will be a good day. Oh my god. This controller drift is really trying me here. Alright, well, whatever. I'm done. Got myself the scrap cube skill. Maybe if I find myself a controller without drift, I'll revisit that. Yeah, so if you like complete certain challenges that have like little rocks beside them, that'll open them up. So it's kind of like a grid where you spread out. Again, kind of like Smash Brothers. Alright, let's try this one. Burnout. Explode in a large area for 500% damage, stunning on enemies, damages you for 25% max health, and 25% heat, cannot die from self-damage. I have to maintain scorching for at least 40 seconds. Well, I haven't played as the miner, so this first run is probably not going to go that well. Oh yeah, already going pretty poorly. That's what I get for trying to just take a golem on directly. See, it's like things like here where joystick would presumably be at neutral, but it keeps flipping back to the left. Let's try this one. Ruins of the Future. Crush at least 25 mechanical spiders before they can escape. They are hidden in fixed locations and appear when you get close. Your special skills locked. You start at level 10. You have a bullet punch skill. Alright, let's try this one. Ooh, wow. Looks like I have just 3 minutes to kind of find them all. Or 4 minutes, actually. Alright, let's try that again. Do we start in a different location, or is this the same one? I think it's the same one. Yeah, this is probably very much a case of do not engage unless absolutely necessary. Oh my god, really? Just escalate it like that with the freaking magma worm? Oh my god. Wait. How do I get out of here? I gotta use one of the skills. Right trigger. Left bumper. Oh, right. Grappling hook. Okay. Ah, okay, so that's like the drops I'm getting. Use grappling hook to kind of work myself back up here. Oh, jeez. Yeah, some of the challenges, the difficulty of the challenges seems all over the place. You get the ones where they become manageable with some time, but you get the other ones that feel like they're just going from 0 to 60 in like the blink of an eye. It gets pretty crazy. Let's try this one. Salvage frequently summons substandard duplicators, which will multiplicatively improve your score. Picked up items yield an additional temporary copy. Alright, let's see how this goes. Oh my god. The fact that the scavenger stays in place while checking out the items. Not to mention these Lemurians are like absolutely relentless. Oh my god. It's like legendaries. It's on a cooldown also. Gotta gather like 100 of these? Oh man. This probably helps to get a lot of those substandard duplicators. Oh no, magma worm. Not the magma worm. It's like you want to up the difficulty of a thing, add magma worm. Second only to just adding the artillery boss. Sheesh! That was at 43, things kind of started going from 0 to maximum there. Let's try one more. I think I already did this one, but I kind of like it for what it is. Defeat at least 50 of the sinking enemies with mortar barrage. You will incur damage if enemies reach the bottom of the tank. So, kind of like a 3 life situation here, but yeah. You have enemies that will just slowly drop down, and your goal is to shoot them down before they reach there. Thankfully, the current armament you have kind of works pretty well. And, you know, like the other challenges, starts off nice and slow, but you start dropping enemies, you know, at the far ends to try to throw you off here. Probably doesn't help that they also have different falling speeds, so there are like several that will just fall down super fast, and others that will be pretty slow. As you saw, the regular target is 50, which isn't too bad, but then you know, the crown target is 135. With the rate at which things ramp up. Ah, man. Thought for sure I'd have nailed that one, but guess not. For sure thought that would have gotten that Lemurian before it hit the ground there. Uh-oh. Well, that's it. I'm not quite sure how I managed to hit 90. That's what I got last time. Anyways, yeah, that's Providence Trials. It's like a pretty neat way to kind of test your skills in a way and get some unlockables while you're at it. And the other cool part, the logs. So, like any good roguelite, you can see a record of everything you've picked up, all the items you got, all the monsters you've encountered, every survivor you beat in the game with, and the environments you've gone through. This one I especially dig because if you expand it, you can just if you collected the log for a particular variant of the map, you can just get yourself a pan around and see what the stage is like. Reminds me of the old game magazines I used to have that would, like, you know, give you maybe a guide to like stage 1 or 2, and you'll see a guide that looks something like this. Just like lays out the stage like this and just makes you think, oh man. So this is where like all the secrets are, this is how it goes, this is like the optimal route through the path, where some items might be located. So that's like pretty cool. And my absolute favorite part about this remake, you go to this monster log, maybe decide to select one of them. Look at that gorgeous art, this massive pixel style log you get here, along with a little bit of flavor text about the enemy itself. But boy, they really put some work into this remake, and I'm so glad it came out the way it did. But yeah. Okay, it's been about 3 hours, so I think I will call it here. That has been a pretty good look at Risk of Rain Returns. A very worthy remake, in my eyes. It's also pretty cheap. I think it's like 15 bucks on Steam. And well, there is the winter sale coming up soon, so I imagine they'll probably get a discount of some sort. Even if it's something like 10%, or heck, even if it doesn't have a discount, I'd say this is well worth picking up. But yeah. That will do it for tonight. Thanks to everyone who came in and chatted, who stopped by and lurked. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll be back on Wednesday. We'll continue Forza Motorsport. It's become a routine thing now. We're gonna hit the halfway point. Or no, we did hit the halfway point. We're gonna get ever closer to finishing that Builders Cup. So, yeah, look forward to that. Be a nice another 4-hour chat. I do enjoy those. All right, let's see who's around to raid. God, I hate not having daylight savings time, because it sucks when it, like, you know, gets late and it gets darker earlier, right? You come out of work and it's just like night out, and it just kind of affects you mentally, because at that point you're just thinking, well, I guess I'll just go home, right? Whereas if we had daylight savings time things would be light out, and you at least feel like you could do maybe 1 or 2 things before you go home. Yeah, it doesn't feel great. I thought they like passed something to, I don't know, not have this happen anymore. Pretty sure they said they were gonna make like daylight saving times just permanent because this works out that way. But I guess officially we're not there yet. Maybe. Hmm. Oh, also, this is like one of those games that like doesn't that turns the sound off when you leave the focus. So maybe I should put something up here so we're not just chatting in silence. All right. Risk of rain returns sound track. Okay. Yeah, why not? We'll do. We'll just go through the playlist here. I think this is like the classic version of the theme. Put out by the composer himself. I do like this sort of visualizer they got going on the bottom here. Can't quite see it, but it's like pretty rad. You can find it on YouTube. Alright, back to looking for someone to raid. Oh, I'm seeing some Among Us streams as well. I know they like recently put out that Cosmic Cube that was just big old indie crossover, so you could get like outfits for a lot of franchises. Fortunately, only be around for a limited amount of time, so probably should get to doing something about that. I think it's supposed to be around till February, so I got a bit of time. Maybe I should just like finally hunker down and maybe accept a Among Us collab or something. Maybe we could just like play hide and seek games because they have the hide and seek mode now, right? Although it would be nice if the Game Awards coming up gives us another fun thing. Seems like the devs have been putting out something new with each Game Awards. That's supposed to be happening this week, right? On Wednesday. We'll see what kind of announcements they have in store for us. And if they'll be able to keep pace, because like 2023 has been a pretty good year for gaming as far as things are concerned. Like, ton of real good stuff, both in the big space and in the smaller space. So here's hoping that they could give us reasons to keep being excited. Although I know Grand Theft Auto 6, regardless of anything, will probably have people excited. Because it's been a long time since Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, so people are just chomping at the bit for a new GTA adventure to go through. I know that much. Does anyone have any expectations for Game Awards? I know a lot of people really don't like it. At least the spaces I hang out. Anytime someone brings up an award show, they'll usually have some sort of visceral reaction to it. It's like, ah man, who cares about these awards that only serve for people to congratulate themselves. I personally think there might be a space for certain games to be recognized for certain efforts. Like the one I always liked was the Accessibility Award, where they'll give it to like any games that try to make their games it tries to make themselves as accessible to as many people as possible. Like the ones that have the options to allow you to maybe disable certain prompts like the rapid button mashing, or allows you to change certain graphics or colors for people who might be visually impaired in some way or another, or sound or visual cues for anyone who might be like hearing impaired. So things like that are pretty awesome, and I think letting more people enjoy a game is always handy, always nice. Okay, I think I've narrowed it down to like 2 people, and I've rated them both before. Just trying to think which one I might want to go to. Oh wait, see someone streaming Titanfall 2, but I don't know if I want to raid into them. Or I see one person playing Stardew Valley. Don't see that too often. Oh, Refined Self. Have I already mentioned that? But I've seen some people play that. See, neither of them have streamed for very long, so they'll probably be on later. One of them is playing a game I do want to play later, so I don't know if I want to jump in there and get spoiled, so maybe we'll raid the other fella. Okay. Oop. I really need to get into the habit of just like stopping raids for an hour after I conclude the gameplay portion. Oh yeah. My ads manager kind of lets me know pretty early on when the ad is about to start. It lets me edit it too. Well, anyways, that's something I can fiddle with on my own time. Let's get this raid on. We'll see if they have raids open. Alright, looks like it's gone through. KSL Cross is playing RoboCop Rogue City. It's a fascinating game. Like, it came out and apparently it's like pretty good. Like, those folks also worked on a Terminator game, which is also well received. At the very least, it seems like they're pretty good at knowing what the source material is like and making a game that lets you really feel like it kind of belongs to that universe, right? I heard like FPS wise, it's pretty unique from what FPS are like these days, so yeah, we'll say hi to them. Alright. Raid message real quick. This is gonna be real dumb, but the amount of time I have, I don't have, can't think of much else. There, risk of raid. If you're joining on the raid, give them a risk of raid. Otherwise, have a good rest of your weekend. I'll see you Wednesday. Take care.